to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, and TheFoat.com. With your hosts, Diana Mike, Bruce Barker, and Scott Lucky Hudson.
Welcome to the show. Les, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Hey, Lucky. Hi, Bruce.
Hey, what's going on, Les? How you doing tonight?
Oh, pretty good. I'd like to just make an announcement. Les Morris Racing is very proud to have S&W Race Cars as the primary sponsor for 2012 season.
Nice.
We plan on building a 1965 Mercury Comet using the S&W chassis, and that's going to campaign for all the NHRA or the other nostalgia races.
Awesome.
Have you found the basic vehicle yet, or are you still searching for the right car?
No, I have the car. It's just I got the car first, and then I contacted them, and they've been in business since 1959, and I couldn't find any better of a person that might or a company that might support what I wanted to do.
Well, let's talk about you as a racer, and of course S&W Chassis. They found a great representative in you, but let's go back to the old days, because when you first started racing, it was in a Mach 1.
Yes, it was actually a 1973 Mach 1, and I wasn't, I just wasn't too peculiar on the suspension and everything, and after I started to learn a little bit, I just wanted to go with a lighter car, and I went with the Mustang Fox body.
Which is a smart choice, because there's a lot of stuff available. It's a lighter, more aerodynamic car, and the chassis, the suspension's better. Didn't you tell me one time that at one point you actually had a pump motor in that Mustang?
Well, yes. Originally, the engine was built. The camshaft, I guess, was sent during the Christmas season, and it must have took a beating somewhere along on delivery. But the camshaft failed, and when it failed, it destroyed that engine.
Man.
A company that went from gas-powered engines for the farm went to diesel, and so they donated the well pump motor, the gas pump motor, to where I worked.
Isn't that what you call isn't that called a stationary engine, is what they call those?
Right, yeah, it's just used to irrigate the farm.
So they run the motor, and the motor turns the pump, and that is how they get the water around. Right,
and it just runs out there continuously. Well, I took that motor, and I put my cast iron heads on it, and I put it in the Mustang, and the fastest we went with it was 9.945 at 136.
That's pretty smoking fast for a pump motor.
Yeah, I think it's the fastest well pump motor ever.
Wow.
Jeez. See, I thought, I could be totally wrong here, and maybe this is just a case-by-case basis. I think even some of those, the stationary engines like pump motors, and generator motors and stuff like that, were governed so they wouldn't even, get to a decent RPM. But, man, you bypassed it all and made that thing sing.
Yeah, it was just, something I installed a comp cam in it, and like I said, that has the factory DOVE heads. It's still cast iron. This year, I'm going with the Ford Motorsports aluminum heads, and I'm trying to up the ante for the 65 Comet. We're looking at maybe C or D gas and running it there.
Nice. Well, now tell us a little bit about the Comet. You've got a body, and of course, S&W makes great products. I don't know if you know this or not, Les, but years ago I had a El Camino, and I used a S&W roll bar kit in the El Camino, and I was really impressed with the quality and the fit, and, it all went together the way it's supposed to.
Corey, how are you, bro?
Right. Well, my Mustang has an S&W roll bar also, and there wasn't any kind of work to install it. It just went in there, and I'm the roll cage part of the car is actually the backbone. So if you're looking for performance, the safety is great, but if you're looking for performance, then the roll cage kind of ties everything together. And with that big old wall pump motor out front, I just that's what I chose, and I'm really happy with it. And we're building the Comet, and I just was thinking, I need to talk to these guys they kind of come through for me. So I'm really happy with them.
Nice, nice. So tell us a little bit more about what you're going to do with the Comet. Of course, the S&W chassis. What kind of tires are you going to put on there?
Definitely M&H. M&H. I put the M&H tires on last year on the Mustang, and it was right around a 1.5 60-foot. And just with the M&H tires alone, it put it to 1.3, real low 1.3s, and it just put that car right into the 9s. So it was just, and all year long I could dial, and I wasn't within just a little bit of each dial all day long. That's how consistent the tires are.
Nice, nice. Well, Les, you do a lot of things that are really smart about your car, as far as mechanics, and you're very, you're obviously, your mechanics well, but you do another thing that's really good. You do a lot of YouTube and thefote.com and Facebook, and you do a lot of social media stuff, and it really makes you a valuable asset to a sponsor like S&W.
Well, I try my best. I realize that in order to ask for something, you kind of need to give something, and so I try to put myself in a position where I'm available to do that for these people.
Very good, very good. Now we're going to watch a slow-mo of the Mustang right here, and I'm trying to read the shoe polish. Is it like 1001 that you're dialing?
Right. It all depends on the track conditions. Usually the car will run a pretty solid 1001. I can get it into the 9s. It's just atmospheric pressure and stuff like that. But it's pretty much and it's a stock sort of stock chassis kind of thing. So and that's the best I can do with it.
Well, it looks like you're doing a great job. The car runs good. What are you going to do with the Mustang once you get the Comet built?
I don't know. I had an offer one time for somebody to buy it, and they kind of backed out on it. So I'm not sure quite yet. It's like I said, it hooks up pretty good and it runs pretty good. I'm not just sure.
I know it's tough to sell a car that you're racing. I had to do that with the El Camino. I kept it for a long time, and then I finally decided, I'm not going to race it anymore. Let's let somebody else have fun with it, and I sold it off, and I haven't seen it since. But one of these days, I know I'll see it out there racing.
Yeah, that's cool. I just, I figured long as it's going to take a little bit to build the Comet, and so as long as the car still has the S&W roll cage and it has the their sponsorship, I figure that's pretty good until I can at least get the other one going.
That sounds great. Les, would be cool is if you could take some video or pictures of you putting that car together. We'd love to show it on the show.
Oh, you bet. You bet that's exactly what's going to happen.
That'd be great.
Exactly.
That'd be great, and show off that S&W chassis stuff.
If I can, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Okay, S&W, their phone number is, if anybody's interested, it's 1-800-523-3353. And all those guys that work there, all race cars. So that, if you want to talk to somebody, you're talking to a racer. You're not talking to just maybe some guy behind the desk. So, and they're all professional. They're all polite. Even if you don't have an S&W car and you need some help, give them a call, because they're willing to help out. So, and that's really, really good. And then they have a full machine shop. So if you need like a special bracket or you want to make a bunch of brackets to sell, you can give them a call and let them know what you want to do, and they can make those brackets for you, and then you can resell them. So they're not just basically a chassis thing. They do other things, too.
And you can visit them online at swracecars.com. Les, thanks for calling. It's been great talking to you. Send us some updates on the car, and we'll see you out at the ANRA race. We're going to be running the ANRA series next year, so we hope to maybe see you out there.
You bet. I'd like to tell everybody Merry Christmas. Tell Bob Beck get well, and, of course, Diana now. And just thank you for everything.
You got it, Les. Thanks for calling.
All right.
That's Les Morris with the S&W Chassis-sponsored Mustang, soon-to-be Nostalgia Comet. That'll be cool to see him out there tearing it up with all us nostalgia racers.
I know, that'll be great, man. So we can't wait to see that as the build moves into high gear.
We can follow along and not even get dirty.